Drakano Tower on Ikaria Island is one of the best preserved military watchtowers in Greece. The tower was built in the 4th century BC during Alexander the Great's reign. In this video we are taking you on a hike to the tower and disclose all you need to know about this beautiful historic site.
After the tower, we also went to see the ancient St. George Church and St. George Beach. We chose to hike to all of these places, but it's possible to drive to the Drakano Tower on a passenger car.
We started our hike from the village of Faros. The hike from Faros is about a 5-mile loop with moderate elevation gain. The hike itself is not difficult. When we were on Ikaria in early May, there were almost no tourists. Only locals passed us by from time to time. The village of Faros was very quiet and beautiful.
On the way to the tower, we passed by an Airbnb called Drakano Rooms, as you see here.
And we're passing by this Airbnb. We saw that we were thinking of booking this one, but we booked the house you can see in this village itself, and that was great because the store is close by and everything. But the Airbnb here is very pretty. The gardens here and the flowers, so it's also a great choice.
As we climbed this road, we encountered stunning views of the Aegean Islands and Ikarian Sea. From here, you can see the islands of Samos and Fournoi. Samos is famous for its Mount Kerkis, with height of over 4,600 feet above the sea level.
So I think it's the Aegean Sea, but this particular area, I think it's also called the Ikarian Sea. What a beautiful view, full of nature, no people. I think it's the last spot of no crowds, no people in the Greek islands maybe. You can see the savory plant here along the road. The entire island is covered in wild herbs. Honeybees were busy collecting nectar. Ikarian honey is known for its healthy properties that promote longevity. We tried it there and it had a very intense but delicious flavor. If you'd like to try Ikarian raw honey, take a look at Klio's online store by clicking the link in the description. Klio brings authentic Ikarian honey and other Greek wild herbal teas to you as customers.
After traversing the main dirt road, we came to this junction. Here you have two options. You can continue on the main road straight to the Drakano Tower, or you can go this way and check out the ruins of the Italian fortress from World War II. Once we reached the fortress at the top, we took one of the footpaths to get to the Drakano Tower.
There's a small trail here to some kind of monument, an Italian fortress. We'll go here first.
Of course, we opted for the path to the Italian fortress. The views there were worth every second of it.
Wildflowers were in bloom at that time. The landscape on Ikaria is very open with very little trees. The main flora on the island consists of shrubs and some trees at Randi or Ratis forest.
We tried to look up information about this World War II Italian fortress, but there is almost no information in English. The outpost is in a dilapidated state with no roof. You can see that these buildings were constructed from rocks sourced on Ikaria. Later they were reinforced with concrete. It's an old building, you can see that it's falling apart, but the rocks are still there. We also came across this bunker that was semi-flooded with rainwater. Yeah, so maybe it's like a World War II or some sort of bunker or hiding place. You can tell there's water inside though.
There's an echo.
Yeah, so apparently there's something on top as well, some sort of rocks, but I'm not sure how to get there. There's some sort of path.
So there's another trail here near the building we were just at.
And we found the path apparently to the top. So.
And you can see these old stones, and maybe this is the fortress and that one was something else because
it was probably some sort of World War II era bunker, and this is the real Italian fortress.
Because this looks very old.
Yeah.
Then a short walk uphill, there were other ruins that looked more ancient to us. Again, we could not find any information on these buildings. Oh, it's incredible. It's like Stonehenge here.
Echo from the war of Italians and Ikarians.
So here's a close-up of these rocks. Look at this structure from long ago. Let's go inside. Pretend we're the guards. Wow, the wind from the north is very cold because the wind from the south was not cold at all. Oh, is that the Drakano Tower? Look.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
And I think I see a trail here.
After walking around these ruins, we continue down on the Drakano Tower. There are many footpaths going that way. Google Maps doesn't show them, but they are visible when you enable the terrain view. Everything is unmarked here. We're not exactly sure where we're going, but the view is guiding us where we should go.
On the top here, the plants are really interesting and different than on the bottom. Some of them new kind of flowers that we haven't seen before, and it's like in a Greek myth. The path from the Italian fortress to Drakano Tower faces the northern side. For this reason it was very windy, but there were no people and it was very peaceful. Going down that hill was one of the best parts of the hike.
As you see, these small trails leading to Drakano Tower are walkable. However, there are many of these spiky plants that we tried to stay away from as best as we could. As you hike, there can be several junctions here and there. We kept to the right and still got to the Drakano site.
When we arrived there, we saw the hours of operations. As you can see, the site is open every day from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. except for Thursday. The entrance is free.
The Drakano Tower is made of 44-foot limestone blocks. At its heyday, ancient Greeks used the Drakano Tower to track ships between Ikaria and Samos. There was the town called Drakano where the military garrison stationed. The town of Drakano was the cult site of Dionysus, the Greek god of wine. Ikaria was very well known for its prized wine production during Hellenistic times.
Yeah, this is very similar to the Roman Agora Tower.
Actually, it's very nice here and there's no wind.
Unfortunately, Greek naval forces damaged the tower in 1827. Can you believe that they used this historic gem for target practice? It would be unimaginable to do so now. The feeling is surreal when you enter the tower itself. We could only imagine how ancient Greeks used to guard the islands.
For some reason, when we watched the videos, I thought there was something modern, like maybe 1670, maybe 18th century, but this is very old apparently. Yeah, that's a surprise.
And I feel like this energy here, maybe because of the marble or the radiation, I don't know.
I mean, of course, we would have looked up all this information beforehand and we're like, oh, it's an old building, but it comes as a surprise and I like it better, like an adventure.
Yeah, we always do it, even when we were in Athens and we walked through the ruins of Temple of Zeus even. We didn't look at any of the information beforehand, but afterwards, when you already saw it, that's when you feel like it's more interesting to look up the information, because when you read online beforehand, you don't even have an idea of what it is like, and you don't even want to read about it until you come to the place itself.
Besides the tower, there are many other fortification ruins to explore. Excavations are still being underway there.
Coming through these stone arches. Oh wow, the color of that water is incredible. How is it even real?
There was also an altar base from the early classical period found there. The altar was dedicated to Elithia, the Greek goddess of childbirth and midwifery.
Walking among these ruins, we could feel as if we were transported to that era. The absence of people, along with the serene nature, breeze, and rocks, brought this strong historical awareness. You can visit Ikaria and see and feel it for yourself.
Ikaria remains under the tourist radar. There is very little information on the internet about its historical sites. For this reason, we explored the island on the go, and we actually enjoyed it as we saw it as an adventure instead of a thoroughly planned trip.
After exploring the Drakano site, we continued on a path leading to the St. George Church. The path starts right outside of the entrance to the Drakano site.
So now we're walking down the path to the church, quite steep in here.
You will see these directions painted on rocks. The path was a bit treacherous at first in a few spots with the soil and rock sliding, but it was not bad at all afterwards.
So we just came down along that path from Drakano Tower.
On the way to the church, we got rewarded again with beautiful views of the Ikarian Sea.
So along the way here, this beautiful emerald blue-green water, this beach and this cove here, so beautiful, shimmering in this light and the sunlight. Sadly, we can't make it down there because it's too steep, but going to go to another beach along the way.
Finally, we arrived to the St. George Church.
This is the church of St. Georgi of the Drakano.
Almost all the small churches on Ikaria are not locked. Anyone can enter and take a look inside. The church is very small with a low, narrow entrance. It is as if you need to bow before God to enter the church.
After we exited the church, we went further down the path to look at St. George Beach. Again, there was not a single soul at that time of the year. So we're almost at the beach. It took like a couple of minutes to walk down here. It's very fast. But the water looks very shallow. I wonder how it's going to be swimming there because we have to go maybe pretty deep to actually swim.
St. George Beach is rugged, rocky, and wild.
So here we are. We made it. Oh, look at these rocks. Oh, they're so beautiful and sparkly. And this one too. This one is very cool.
The water was a little cold as it was early May. We waded around in the water and wished we had water shoes with us. The rocks were very slippery there, but the water was so crystal clear that you could see several feet to the bottom. We also found a random boat buoy washed ashore.
We hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos on the Longevity Blue Zone island of Ikaria. Thank you for watching.